How's it going, guys?
Awesome.
Great.
Good.
Awesome.
Good. Yeah, well, 10 years you guys have been playing. Tell me a little bit about your history.
Well, we started, I guess Kurt saw me and Scott playing together in another band, and he kind of hit us up, wondering if we want to do a project together, and we hit the ground running from there, and it just started coming really easy. You know, songs came out really easy. We all get along really well. So
it worked. This is your fourth studio album.
I keep saying that I think this is the best one we've done. We've had more opportunities on this one to do the things we want to do, bringing in violins, cellos, piano players, using synthesizers and theremins, just anything we can get our hands on. We tried to do it on this album, and it's really it's going to make it different than any of the other albums, I think.
At least for me personally, I felt like when we got on this one, I felt like we had the facility to really branch out and do that, and actually had enough players in our cachet, if you will, to do more with it.
This is obviously our most professional production too. Like, we've kind of grown to this point, and this record's got an interesting variety of different sounds, different music on it.
The first couple, I feel like were more straight ahead rock. The second one kind of got a little out, a little more out there, a little more, I guess, out in the atmosphere, so to speak. And then the third one kind of, really, I feel like I personally felt like, from my writing standpoint, with the lyrics and such, it was a lot that's coming from a good space. And then on this one, each song has its own personality, and probably one of the first tunes that we ever performed together as a band, we finally got a chance to cut it and have a version to keep this time, because we always run into it would be something. It was always like the hard drive space would run out, or just any kind of technical difficulty would plague this song, and we got it.
Yeah, they warned me when we started recording this one, watch out, this song's cursed. Every time we try to lay it down, something terrible happens. So I said, okay, I got the fire extinguisher, know where all the exits are. Let's go.
That, and also for me personally, the first song I ever performed in front of people, we actually cut. It was a song of my dad's called Fire Burning. I actually got to play drums with him at a KDF hurricane benefit in 1991, and I got to set up my kit off to the side of the stage and play Fire Burning with him, and it's actually probably like the 7th or 8th time I've played it in full on guitar ever, so it was kind of fun. So it's kind of a coming full circle type situation.
Right. What keeps a band together for 10 years? It's a decade. It's a long time.
Stubbornness, accountability.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of things like that's one thing. I was talking to my brother about this today, so I can speak on my behalf on it. But that's one thing we have. It's very functional about this band. Is the three of us, we're accountable. We're on time. We're pretty professional about stuff. We've all been in, bands that we thought had a lot of potential and stuff before, but a lot of times that's a big issue. So I think that's one of the things that we put up with each other pretty well. We act like professionals most of the time. So
when it counts.
When it counts.
What inspires you guys to write songs? What's the method behind it? I can't write a song to save my life.
The way it comes out, usually 80% of it, for me, I'll have. I say, well, percentage wise, it's more or less I bring a rough-hewn version of a song that I can sit there and play by myself to the guys, and we bring it into the studio or into the rehearsal space or whatever, and try to hash it out and write the arrangement for it. Because most of the times when I bring it to these two guys, what I had in my head initially, upon thinking, well, I would hear in my head what you would play or what you would play.
We have to trust each other's judgment a lot, and a lot of it just has to do with believing in Kirk. I mean, he's an incredible songwriter. He's always brought us really interesting material from my perspective. I mean, it's always challenging. It's always very interesting stuff to work on, so it keeps it fresh. It's always a motivator because he's constantly working on something new, and it's always just practice just kind of is organic. We never know what it's going to be like, but it happens.
And we've always been pretty good about just being open to each other's ideas and just try it and let's see where it goes.
Yeah.
And you know, most of the time, you know, it'll work. If it doesn't work, you know it immediately.
Yeah.
And
sometimes it doesn't work the first time,
Yeah.
but you try it 3 or 4 times, it starts making sense.
Yeah.
You guys have played over, what, 300 times? Almost 400?
I would say in 10 years, at least 300
At
shows.
least.
We stopped counting
Yeah.
at some point.
I got quit count after around 200 myself. So.
You played South by Southwest. which was
Twice.
We played
twice. Okay, that's a pretty big
at
deal.
South by. That was a great time. We went out with a lot of Muscle Shoals bands. Out both times we went out there.
Yeah.
It was a collection of groups around here, which I mean, this area is of course rich with talent, and there's so many great bands from around here, and we were lucky to be one of the bands that got to go out there both times.
So what's next for you guys? When is the album dropping?
We're looking at by the end of summer. We'd like to have it done. It all depends on.
Hold folks off in anticipation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
So
we want to
give
make
us
sure
a
it's
way.
right. We don't want to just mix it and then print it. We want to take our time and make sure we get some artwork that we're happy with and come up with a title that we're happy
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
And right now, that's kind of still up in the air.
And a loose timeline's less likely to disappoint, I think. So we're just
Yeah.
going to shoot for summertime.
Okay, so we'll wait and see what's next. We'll wait for the summer. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thank you.